everyone, it's Cyril or Lovely Day here with another video. It's another unboxing. I'm super excited for this one. This girl, I think, will be a reshell option for Rachel. For those of you who mightn't know, this here is Rachel. She is a Soul Doll Zenith Isabel. Her face sculpt really is what drew me to her. It is just so beautiful. She has the company face up and I still just love it, and I really don't want to wipe it. It is her, she is beautiful. I love this doll. However, the character and the doll are slightly disconnected. Normally this wouldn't be that big of a deal because for most of my dolls, their sculpts existed before their characters existed, so they kind of just form one way or other and it doesn't really bother me what way they go. But in Rachel's case, her character existed first. So she is one of my dolls that represents a character from the story I'm trying to write. I never really had a mental image of what Rachel looked like. I'm not one to really be able to imagine things in my head. It's something I struggle with. If you know what aphantasia is, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. For that reason, it didn't really matter to me at the time what doll I would get to represent Rachel. So I kind of just went out there, chose a doll I liked, and then slapped Rachel's character on it. There is also another reason why it wasn't the biggest deal to me, because if you know anything about that story, you'll know that Rachel doesn't look like this for all that long. So I was never super attached to a physical appearance for her. But the more and more I think about it and the longer I've had this doll, the more I've come to realize that this just isn't Rachel. It's not her. Now that I've had this doll as Rachel, it just doesn't seem to fit anymore. And I'm not just talking about the face and the body and all that, but also the hair. I'm torn as to whether or not that even works for her. I kind of just had fun with it and got a cool style because I think it looks badass. There is also the fact that this body is frustrating. As beautifully sculpted as it is, this doll is incapable of sitting upright. Someone made the comment, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about how Rachel was just kind of using her ab muscles to the extreme when she was sitting back there, and it is because she can't sit up. She really can't. I mean, you can adjust the elastic in her legs so that it kind of works, but she doesn't stay there and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. No matter how I sit her, she's always on this extreme angle and it's frustrating. Not that getting this doll is going to solve this body's problems, and I mean, I'm still planning on keeping this doll, she just won't be Rachel anymore. It's still worth pointing out, but it is irrelevant to what we are doing today, which is unboxing a new doll. I just wanted to provide you with a little bit of context. Hopefully it's relevant. I think it's relevant. You probably saw it in the title, but we do have a hybrid doll in here. They are 1/3 scale. They are a Supia Heeji. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. I highly doubt that's how you say it, but I'll put the info down below. So yeah, that's the head, and the body is an April Story or April Studio 16 girl body. I already have a couple of April Story's bodies and I adore them. All the drama and whatever aside with April Story, I don't think you can actually get April Story dolls from a company anymore. I think that ship has sailed. I really do like their bodies, and we have another one here, so that's cool. This doll here is on the April Story AS13 body, and Lee's old body was an April Story 17 boy body, so yeah, it's cool to add another one to my collection. I spotted this doll up for sale over on Facebook in one of our BJD NZ groups. The seller is actually the same person I got those incredible BJD jackets from way back when. They actually said that they included some clothes in here, so that'll be a surprise. I'm really excited to see what there is. And I think they managed to find some high heel feet too, so that's definitely a bonus. Anyway though, without further ado, let's just open this box and free this doll. I am so excited. She's all wrapped up in her pillow in here with some blue ribbon. I hope she made the journey okay. She really didn't take that long to get here, which I'm super thankful for. Oh my gosh, I can smell the resin. I don't know what it is. I think it's April Story dolls just have quite a strong smell. At least that's what I've experienced when it comes to Lee's body and this girl here. She's all wrapped up. She's got her face up, by the way, and they have included a wig that they made for her, so that is awesome. I don't know if you can see. Can you see her in there? She's got an underwear set on, which I love. It's so, so cool. I'm pretty sure that this person made this set. They're so talented. In here, we also have a top with purple flowers on it and some pants. Oh no, it's not even, it's a skirt. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is awesome. It's this really cool, it almost feels like faux leather at the top. It's a layered skirt. It's got this like see-through-ish material, and then underneath it's got the same flower print as on the top. And at the back there's this zip, which is so, so tidy and so nice. And then in here we've got the box. Is it a box if it's round? I'm assuming this is what the Supia head came in originally. It does feel like there's something in here now though. Ah, it's the wig! Yes, oh my gosh, I love the color and the way it's been done. I'll take it out so you can see it better. The way it's been dyed, it looks as if there's a little bit of regrowth, and I love that so much. It looks so cool. It'll definitely add to the realism of this girl. When I asked them whether they would be willing to sell the wig with her, they warned me that wigs weren't their strong point and that the wig cap maybe wasn't the best, but like, it looks amazing to me. I don't know what they're on about. It seems so soft. It's quite thick, but like not too thick. It honestly seems perfect and it looks so beautiful on her. I cannot wait for you all to see. Here we have a pair of hands. I don't think she comes with an extra pair. Yeah, it looks like they've taken the hands off so that they are safer for shipping, which is great. And here we have the feet. I'm quite curious about these because they mentioned something about shoes. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Okay. So here are some high heel feet and they come with some resin shoes that fit them perfectly. On to the main event though, let's get this doll out. She doesn't have any eyes in, but I'm sure we'll be able to find something for her. Let's get her out of this bubble wrap so that we can have a better look. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I really do love April Story's sculpting for their bodies. It is something else. And this face up is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this box out of the way so I have a little bit more room in front of me here. I'll hold her up closer to the camera so you can get a better look at her features. I took off her underwear, but the bra turned out to be a little bit more trouble than I anticipated, and I really don't want to break it accidentally, so I apologize. You won't get a close-up of her bust area, but hopefully you'll still be able to get an idea of what she is like. I also found some eyes. They are quite small. They're the smallest I have. I can't remember the exact millimeter of them right now, but they work. They're probably a bit smaller than what I would go for, but her eyes are also quite a bit smaller, so they work. But yeah, let's have a closer look. We'll start with her feet. They're pretty standard. I feel like April Story feet are quite consistent, which is good, I suppose. I can't imagine these are actually too different to the other girl feet I have from April Story. As for the legs, there isn't the most shape in them this way, but from the front you can see there's quite a bit of shape going on there. They do look really nice. You can't see the double joint from the front, but from the back you can. In order to bend them, you kind of have to pull them out slightly. They sit this way quite easily and they do stay like that. In order to engage the other part of the joint though, you kind of need two hands. It's going to be tricky for me to show you and keep her on camera, but yeah, you kind of have to pull this part out and then like rest it. It's kind of difficult. It does stay, there is a lip there, but I tend not to do this. When it's bent this far, I guess she could kind of try to kneel, but she also kind of can't kneel, so it's just a bit weird if I'm being honest with you, especially since the foot can't go past there. So in order to kneel, her feet would kind of need to point directly, so you kind of just end up having to do a side thing. It's good to know that it can do it, but it's not something that I will utilize, at least not very often. As for her hip joint, it's quite basic, if I'm being honest with you. There's no mobility swivel joint here. If I pull that out, you can see that this elastic goes here. Now honestly, this is more of a problem than anything in my opinion, because it means that the legs often want to twist. They're also really weird for sake of stringing them. Doesn't make the most sense to me. It almost gives a swivel point there. Because there's not one here at the front, putting her leg up to sit ends up being a bit weird. Let's see if she's any better than the Soul Doll body. Kind of. I guess she has got this chest joint here, so that can move down a bit, so she can kind of slouch there, which makes it look more natural. I say as her arms are anything but natural, but hopefully you get the idea. I am a big fan of the way that her tummy is sculpted. Same goes for her back. I think it looks really nice. And although you can't see it, her chest is quite pretty too. Don't think I need to say too much more there. She does have really beautifully sculpted collarbones. I feel like this must be an unwritten rule with BJDs. They just all have beautifully carved collarbones. Her arms are reasonably straightforward. I don't think they're all that unique, if I'm being honest. The April Story body does have quite a few seam lines. This is something I'm more than familiar with, and it doesn't bother me, but if that bothers you and you happen to stumble across an April Story body secondhand, just know that it's probably going to have them. It's fine. You could always sand them off if you wanted to, but certainly not something you need to do. They're covered by clothes most of the time anyway. The hands are nice. I do enjoy that they are quite detailed and delicate, but they're not too delicate and they're not doing anything too insane. Sometimes you get some dolls and they do a really weird thing with their fingers, and although it looks amazing, they're so detailed and I love it. I also fear every time I have to pull a top over their hands, or anytime I move that doll to pose it, I worry. That's not going to be a problem with these. And if I ever am in a situation where I need to get something over them, there's always the option of removing them, which is so handy. Now, the head obviously is not April Story. It is a Supia Heeji, I think that's right. Both the head and the body are normal skin as far as I am aware. I actually have the COAs here so I could check that later. Is that something that's written on them? Yeah, there's an N on the April Story one, but the Supia Doll one doesn't seem to have that detail on it, so I'm just gonna have to assume. But the match is pretty good. I will say that the April Story body does seem to have more yellow undertones. I feel like that's just something with April Story's resin. It seems to do this. But I don't mind. I really am a fan of them otherwise. Now, as far as this hybrid is concerned, the head fits on the neck really well. The match is pretty good, as I mentioned before. The head can look down to this extent and up like that. It does seem a little loose at the head, and the arms are honestly a little loose as well. I might need to attempt to restring this girl at some point, but for now, she will be fine. Just now when I grabbed the COAs out of the box, I noticed that we have a couple more clothing items. We have this jean mini skirt. I don't have anything like this. This is awesome. And we also have a strawberry top. Oh yo, we got two outfits here. That is awesome. What a cool surprise. Since we have a couple of outfits here and a wig, it only seems fair that we put the wig and one of the outfits on her so that we can see her somewhat put together. So let's do that now. Here she is, all dressed up. This wig really is something else. It's so long. It might actually be the longest wig I have, and it's alpaca, which is super impressive. It is a little bit fuzzy with static. They did warn me about this, but it really isn't a big deal, and I'm sure it's something that I can like mitigate somehow. Now that I'm trying to get her to stand up, I am having a little bit of trouble. Her legs are doing that thing I was talking about before, or rather the thing I was trying to explain. They really just want to stay together like this. Even if you try and pose them, you know, out a little bit, they just go straight together like this, and that is not the best for standing and stability, obviously. She can definitely stand, and when you place her on a surface with her legs in the right position, she's solid as, but it just takes a bit of playing around to figure out what works best. It's something I am somewhat familiar with already, having 2 April Story dolls, and considering the fact that I really do love the way they are sculpted, it's something I can live with. The question is, will this girl become Rachel? I'm not sure. You'll have to watch this space. I do think I'll need to style her a little bit, have a bit of a rethink as to whether or not I want her to be a blondie, or I guess a brunette with blonde dyed hair. I'll definitely need to get some new eyes. These ones are a little small for my taste, but yeah, I'm really excited for whatever is ahead with this doll. She is so pretty. One thing I noticed too is that the Supia doll ears come off. They're on magnets. I've never had a doll with magnetic ears before. It's probably so that you can swap out fantasy ears. I don't think that's something I will do with this doll, but it is cool that you have the option for more customization there. I've always admired Supia doll sculpts, so I'm glad to finally have one in my collection, even if it's a hybrid. But that's all I have for today. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this girl in the comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you joined me here. I'll put a new video every weekend. Thank you so much for watching. It has been lovely, and I'll catch you in another video sometime soon.